Now, I think after the last visit, our guests were nicknamed G&T, weren't they?
Yeah, I think you've coined the phrase, yeah.
So that's pretty much what they've been calling you in the fire station then, is it?
Pretty much all the way around the whole of the local area, actually.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, that and a few other words, anyway.
I was going to say that.
But they were calling you that anyway. Gary and Terry are here from the Volunteer Fire Service in Javier. So tell us about what you're looking at the moment, tips for the winter.
One of the biggest problems we have, Cal, is that in the winter time, people obviously have a fire at home, and then they get their hot ashes out the following morning, maybe put them in a bucket or something, go up to the basura and they throw them into the basura. You'll still have hot embers in there, and they could stay hot for about 24 to 48 hours.
Even if the bucket feels like it's cold.
Yeah, it can look as if it's, there's nothing in there, but right at the bottom, there could still be something glowing. And then what happens is they throw them in the basuras, the waste bins, and then obviously there's combustible materials in there, paper and plastics and so on and so forth. And then suddenly that goes up, catches a light. We have to then come along. We don't know exactly what's in those bins because people put everything in there. So it's hazardous to us as well. But obviously we've got to put them out because it could spread, it can escalate and that. So the best policy really with your hot ashes and that from your log burners and open fires and that in the morning when you're cleaning them out,
2 buckets,
is a metal bucket, preferably with a lid, and then just put them in there. Put the lid on so there's no oxygen, so that it can't carry on getting warmer and generating heat. And then after 2 or 3 days, actually, well, Terry's the best one for this because he's a gardener. You can actually spread it on your garden after a couple of days.
Oh yeah, in the garden we can go. You rotate it in.
And it goes back into the
I was
ground.
going to say, do you bury? I thought you buried all your ashes and stuff.
You can do. You can bury all your ashes. You can rotate them back into the ground. It's very, very good. It adds a lot of minerals back. The other problem that we have with the chimneys is, especially this time of year, before the fire season really starts, people need to start thinking about getting a chimney sweep in to clean out the chimneys. It's not a case of getting the little boy up there anymore. There are professional chimney sweeps that will actually put their old broom up there and give the chimneys a clean.
And they're not different chimneys like you have in Britain. I know, they're obviously internal. A lot of the ones in Spain on the outside, and it's just a hole, isn't it? Really?
That's right.
So, but they still need sweeping.
They still need sweeping, especially if people are using a lot of pine to burn. Pine actually leaves a lot of sap, and it also leaves a lot of smoke, sort of like accumulates on the inside of the actual chimney sweep. Obviously, if you use things like olive and orange, it's a lot better for your chimneys. But a lot of people use the cheaper sort of form of the pine. These you definitely need to be cleaning or have a little revision at least once a year just for your own self, because if they get blocked and the fire's inside the house, then the problem is you get the carbon monoxide comes back down and everyone's going to get death by sweet dreams because you just fall asleep and don't wake up again.
That's worth thinking about, really. And it's generally because in Spain, we get out of the habit, don't we? Really, of looking after fires. We don't really have them for very long in the winter, and people just go, "Oh, I just better like this." It's
more because, especially Germany, England, we sort of are more accustomed to actually cleaning our chimneys once a year. Also, God, even I remember back in the years of taking out the coal when not that I'm that old though.
You've already said it.
I'm actually going to digging a hole there for myself on that one. No, but we're all a bit more accustomed to actually doing it.
Was on the Mary Rose.
Is there a certain fuel that's safer to burn than coal or wood? Because I remember when we had a sort of open fire at previous house, we used to chuck anything in it. Is there a safer option?
There are safer options, but there's quite a few to list. The danger options are a bit more easy to list because they're lower. Don't go burning things like adelphas, because adelphas trees, these type of bushes, this type of wood is very, very poisonous anyway. It has a sap that comes off it that just a vapour alone can actually do you a lot of damage. There's certain plants in the gardens here that people think, oh well, I can burn anything. No, you can't. Stick to sort of more known woods like your pine, your orange, your lemon type of trees, your olive trees. Them type of trees you're a lot more safer with, but don't go burning some of your bushes that you've got in the garden.
Do you tend to have a problem with the log burner type of fires as well? People they need regular cleaning also?
I would think anything like this needs its general maintenance. So a lot of things you can do yourself at home. Other times you need to get the professionals in, and it doesn't cost that much when it comes to what you're going to save, because you're going to save lives by giving it a proper clean.
Certainly. Okay, you are going to be starting a fire actually at some point soon, aren't you? Because it's your barbecue fundraiser. So
yes, nice link.
I don't start fires. What are you doing?
I'm a fire starter. Yes, but we will get it. We'll be using a gas barbecue, the safer form of barbecuing. We won't be using any charcoals or anything else. Our barbecue official one for the ISVH, that's the people who raise money for us.
At Balcon Al Mar, we have a lovely area behind our fire station with awnings and shade. We have a little bar there. There's music. Lots of food, lots of seating, and it's just a very nice, pleasant way to spend a Sunday afternoon.
We have how many? About 5 a year?
About 5, yeah, 5.
And anyone can just turn up.
Anybody can turn up. We
Yeah.
want anybody and everybody to turn up.
Fantastic. And that's one of your main fundraisers then, yeah?
It's one of our sources, yeah. People are very, very generous. They support us very well. It's very well attended. And generally, I mean, everyone seems to have a really good time.
I imagine there'd be some arguments, all these firemen, because men get very possessive over their barbecues and all want to be in control. Who does the cooking?
We have a guy called Andreas, who's I call him the Großen Küchenführer, the big chef.
Oh, is this the big German
The
guy? you
big
brought
German
down?
guy, and,
with his German sausage.
Well,
That's the one, yeah.
forget about the German sausage. He's got a pair of big pincers on him, and the last thing you're going to do is get in the way of him. And then
He had a big hose with him as well.
That's right. And then he has his our Spanish volunteer, which is Jesus, who's funny enough is a carpenter as well. He actually is with him as well. So we have two of them actually on the barbecue.
Wow.
Jesus the carpenter, very good. I saw what you did there. Brilliant. So the winter training season's almost upon us as well. So you guys, along with your normal day jobs, will be doing your winter training. Well, what does that involve?
We'll be just training on that, fine-tuning what we're doing, so that when we get a call and we can arrive, you know, we're all scripted up 100%. We're quick, efficient, and stop anything from escalating further.
Because that also follows into our other part of winter training, which is like chainsaws. So we get a lot of fallen trees. We've had quite a few trees that block off main roads. We also get called out for when we get severe flooding.
What do you do for flood prevention then?
To be quite true, for the flood prevention is more for what the council are doing. We normally get called out maybe when it's already happened, so we're going out just to help pump out. This year so far we've had 18 call-outs, and not all the call-outs have been to do with fires. Some of them have been doing flooding. We've had fallen trees and other emergency things where they call us out for.
Cats up trees?
Not really.
That's the old traditional one, isn't it? That's
Disappointing.
The cat of the tree really is
Food at the bottom,
a myth,
that's
the
is
cat
it?
will come down. The cat will eventually come down.
It is what you've always used to see in the olden days.
And the little old ladies that stood there
You've had more
crying.
firemen get hurt trying to get the cat out the tree
Indeed.
than the cat coming down by himself.
I would think so.
They fall and land on their feet. That's the thing what people forget.
We're talking about the Bomberos name, which you're not currently allowed to use, but you're going on a course next year, which will probably clear all that up. Is that right?
It's a big legal thing more than anything to use the word. Bombero we're not allowed to use. However, we're going on a Bombero course, which is basically a fireman's course. The word Bombero, you can only be used if you're part of the consortium of Bomberos of Spain. So we're allowed to use any other name we want. So we'll more than likely stick with the English or the German names because we're in an international area. The course basically will be general sort of basics forms of training for firefighters.
Fantastic. So guys, you're looking for volunteers at the moment, is that right?
We are looking to recruit a few more volunteers, aren't we, really?
Yeah.
Because we always have a natural sort of turnover of people.
It's always good to have extra numbers in reserve and backup, but we actually need we need at least 2 to get going with anyway.
And what is the criteria?
I sort of compare it to like in the UK where you have the Royal National Lifeboat Institution where you've got guys that are working and then their pager goes and they have to sort of get to the station as quick as they possibly can. So therefore I suppose ideally you're sort of looking for people that are pretty flexible.
Thinking on the lines of fitness and as a person who was to apply, is there a certain level of fitness? Is there a certain personality? Or is there certain things that you look for within people? Obviously, you've got to be able to keep quite calm under certain situations.
Yeah, you've got to be pretty cool and relaxed. And I mean, fitness, you've got to be able to sort of, walk and run a little bit, obviously. But, it's not that you're going to be running up the side of a mountain or anything like that because that's an unsafe thing to do anyway.
No one runs in fires.
No one runs in fires, exactly. So it's just really having stamina more than anything. That's the key.
And the flexibility to be able to come when the call goes.
That's the key word.
isn't it?
Yes.
Flexibility is a key word, really. We need people that are a lot more flexible in their work. To be quite truthful, each case is going to be an individual one, and the only way it can is to come along, they have a chat, and then we can evaluate.
And it's
the
girls and
situation.
guys you're looking for, yeah?
We have there's no sort of specifics. It's male, female, and anything between 18 to 65. Obviously 65 because there is a legal retirement age even for our insurance to cover.
Okay, that makes sense.
All right, so how can we sort that out to get in touch if
Well-
anybody wants to come along to talk to you about perhaps joining?
I have posted all the links to the Balcon Al Mar Voluntarios page on Bay Radio Spain's Facebook page. So all the details will be there. Follow the link right through to their page, and there's all the contact details there, and you can get in touch with the team and offer your services.
Indeed. Guys, you do
wonderful.
such a great job, and it's lovely to see you as always. Our love to the guys. Lovely to see you guys. Thanks a lot.
Guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Thank you.